Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back. This is our fourth lecture. So today the topic is very interesting. It's about externalities. So okay, let's start. So externality. When we talk about externality, yes, externalities, we also talk about market failure. Okay. So market efficiency versus market failures. So this is Adam Smith. Yeah, Adam Smith is the father of economics. Adam Smith thought is about invisible hand, yeah, of the marketplace lead self-interested buyer and seller in a market to maximize the total benefit that society can derive from a market. So in fact, yeah, with this kind of situation, market failure can still exist. Yeah, even though there is a strong power of the demand and supply or buyer and seller, the market failure can still exist. Okay, market failures and externalities. Okay, the definition of externalities itself is when a market outcome affects parties other than the buyer and seller in the market, side effects are created. It causes market to be inefficient, thus fail to maximize total surplus. So here, market failure, yeah, and externalities, yeah, have a connection here because externalities occur when there is inefficiency in the market, yeah, and the market outcome affect parties, yeah, other parties outside the buyer and seller in the market. Then the side effect are created. Okay, externalities is when a person engage in any activities that influence the well-being, yeah, the well-being of a bystander, and yet neither pays nor receive any compensation for that effect. Yeah, so there's a party. Yeah, a person is engaged in an activity that influence the well-being of in that area, for example, or in the market. Yeah, of a bystander of the parties, other parties, but he or she or they neither pay or receive any compensation for that effect. When the impact of the bystander is adverse, yeah, the impact of bystander or the third parties, the externality is called negative externalities. Yeah, a negative externality. Meanwhile, when the impact of bystander is beneficial, yeah, give some benefit, the externality is called a positive externality. Okay, let's see. The example of negative externality, yeah, is such as automobile exhaust, yeah, and then cigarette smoking. Yeah, cigarette. We know that cigarette smoking will affect our health, will be depreciate or will be make our health become worse. Yeah, and then barking dogs. Yeah, maybe our neighbor have dogs which always bark. Then or loud pets, they will it's annoying and will bother us. Yeah, particularly when the dog barking at night. And then another example is from positive externalities. Yeah, for example, immunization. Yeah, by immunization, if one baby immunized, then it will prevent the baby from the disease. Yeah, that when the baby is healthy, then it will affect, yeah, in the all the baby on that area. Meanwhile, if the baby is not immunized, yeah, then the baby will sick and then will be um, influence or affect, yeah, the surrounding. So this we could say that the immunization will bring the positive externalities. Yeah, and the second is restore historic building. This one, yeah, when the historic building restored, yeah, make the historic building become better. Yeah, it will attract, for example, for tourism, yeah, tourists to come to our country, yeah, to see the historical building, yeah, and this is also good, yeah, for the economy, yeah. And the last, research into the new technology, for example, yeah, now we are enter the industry 4.0 or revolution in the industry revolution 4.0, which it is signed by the invention of new technology related to the internet, yeah, and then big data, robotic, yeah, artificial intelligence, yeah, and so on, yeah, that this will make our life more modern, yeah, progress, and make the uh, for example, the economic activity or trade activity become efficient, yeah, because with the big data, with the artificial intelligence, with robotic, we can, for example, produce the smart product, yeah, and the smart product is valuable in our life, and this will make life more modern, and then make life more efficient. Okay, what about the market for aluminum here? This is the graph, yeah, or the curve it shows the supply and demand, yeah, the supply and demand. The supply is private curve and the demand is private value, yeah, and the cross of supply and private is this point, and this point will call equilibrium. Okay, and when we okay, we take this point and then we go to okay, below under here, and we can see the quantity of aluminum is the quantity of mark quantity of aluminum is the quantity market, yeah, in terms of the aluminum product, and here is the price of aluminum. Okay, so here we want to show you that the market of aluminum and welfare economics, if the aluminum factories emit pollution, yeah, a negative externality in here, pollution is externality but in negative side, then the cost to society of producing aluminum is larger than the cost to aluminum producer, yeah. So here, like we can call it the social cost. The social cost outweigh the private cost. Yeah. For each unit of aluminum produced, the social cost includes the private cost of the producer plus the cost to those bystander adversely affected by the pollution. Bystander is like a society or community surrounding the factory of aluminum. Okay, here pollution and social optimal. This curve show you how the social cost will outweigh the private cost. Yeah. So if a firm that have a social awareness, it will include the cost of pollution, cost of the of or social cost into their total cost. Yeah. Therefore, the price of product that they produce, yeah, the price of their product that they produce will more than the cost of private cost, even their social cost, and they still get the profit of their production. Okay, negative externalities in production. The intersection of the demand curve and the social cost curve will determine the optimal output level. And socially optimal output level is less than the market equilibrium quantity. So here we should achieving the socially optimal output, uh, which is not only cover the private cost and but also social cost. So by internalizing and the externality, yeah, including yeah negative externality, yeah, so that people take into account the external effect of their action. Yeah, so the government can internalize, for example, an externality by imposing a tax on a producer, yeah, to reduce the equilibrium quantity to the socially desirable quantity. Okay, thank you. I think this lecture is stopped here. So, okay, see you soon in the next video. Bye-bye. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.